Welcome to Street Stories, part of the Bodacious Tenacity podcast and newsletter. I'm Jamie Seaton. Every day, people all over the world do things they're afraid to do. In this series, I'm speaking to ordinary folks who've taken extraordinary steps in their own lives despite fear. I hope you enjoy today's story. Okay, so we are here with, what's your name?
Amanda.
Amanda. Okay, and you're from where?
From Wales.
From Wales.
Yeah.
And you're visiting Kashkash?
Yes.
Okay. Do you mind me asking your age? 59. Okay. So as I said, I'm doing a podcast and newsletter about persistence through fear.
Yeah.
So is there a time in your life you were afraid to do something and you did it anyway?
Yes, there was. There was. When you say I did it anyway, I didn't have a choice. I had to do it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So with me, a bit of a backstory. 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with a benign brain tumor,
Oh,
and basically the tumor had to come out. It couldn't stay where it was because it was impacting my health. And 3 years ago in August, I had that tumor removed.
wow.
Yeah.
That must have been scary.
It was very scary. Yeah, very scary.
Did you know it was benign before the surgery?
I did. I had a problem. I had a problem with my eye. It affected my eye, that the tumor did. Well, and it made one of my eyes small, close, and it moved my eyeball out of place. And as time went on, it caused issues with my balance, and it made me feel sick, nauseous as well. And I had the biopsy first. They found a tumor on a scan, and I had a biopsy, and the biopsy result was one of the best days of my life, was when I was told it was benign.
I bet.
Yeah, but at that point, I had written my will, and I had prepared everything for the worst. But no, it was benign, and then I had to have the surgery. It had to come out. It couldn't stay there. There wasn't a choice. I was frightened going into the surgery because I didn't know how I was going to be after the surgery. But I've been incredibly lucky.
But so how long between the time they did the biopsy and you got the results? How long were you waiting?
I was waiting 5 weeks.
That must have been a long 5 weeks.
Long 5 weeks.
What went through your head during those 5
Oh,
weeks?
everything. Everything. Like I said, I did my will. I prepared everything just in case I didn't make it. Because I'd been nursing, and I knew that if it was a cancerous tumor, if it was malignant, I knew, I'd be very, very lucky to survive it. Yeah, it was a long 5 weeks, but I tell you what, it's completely changed my life for the better, because I finished working, I retired, I took early retirement, and here I am enjoying my life, sitting by the beach in sunny Portugal. Yeah, talking to journalists.
Would you not have retired if not for that?
No.
And what did you do?
I was working for local government.
For the local government?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's a stressful job, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I had a stressful job, and we just come out of COVID. I'd lost my dad. My granddaughter was newly diagnosed as autistic. So I'd had a number of life's knocks, as you do, in close succession.
Yeah.
And I just decided, seize the day. Let's live, I'm going to live my life a different way.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So
it wasn't, even though it was scary at the time, my life is so much better for it now.
And what did you do to prepare when you were scared to go into the surgery?
Yeah.
What did you do to prepare mentally for that?
I think you've got to focus on being positive, that everything's going to be okay. You've got to go in with that positive attitude. And that's basically what I did. I focused on it. It was going to be a good day. I was going to be tumor free, and it was going to be a new different life for me after it.
Where was the tumor?
Behind up here.
Oh, behind your eye.
Behind,
Oh, difficult.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And how long was the surgery?
I don't really know. It wasn't a long surgery.
They said any day now it will turn and you'll be seeing.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would have double vision, and I'd lose my driving license. Yeah, it was a risk of losing my sight in that eye, but I didn't.
And how long was the recovery?
Oh, it took me a couple of weeks. Yeah. Yes, it was emotionally coming to terms with everything that had happened, isn't it? But like I said, silver lining was I live a completely different life now. And that humour put on my life to a completely different direction. And I'm very grateful I went through it.
That's
Yeah,
wonderful.
yeah.
And what, aside from quitting your job, did you make other large changes in your life after that?
I'm very selective with who I allow in my life. My circle is very small. I've got no time for nonsense.
Yep.
I pursue peace.
Did you get rid of the toxicity?
Yes, completely.
Yeah.
Completely.
I can see that. Yeah.
Completely. Yeah, so it's I've got a lovely life and I'm really happy. You know,
Well-
I'm happy my circle is small. I'm with the people I love and the people
Yeah.
I choose to be with.
Yeah.
A very select few. But my life is calm. My life is peaceful and my life is happy.
Has it made you less fearful about
Yes, very much so.
Like what?
Yeah. Well, like death. Like death, even death, since that's happened, I've lost my mum. And it's helped me grieve with my mother as well, in effect, because that was a huge blow for me, losing my mum. But I know she wouldn't want me sad every day.
Yeah.
She'd want me living my life. And that's what I do.
How old was she when she passed?
She was 80.
It's a good long life.
Yeah, she had a good life.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had a really good life. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an amazing story.
Yeah.
I love that story.
Thanks for listening. If you're enjoying the newsletter and this series, please follow us on our socials. And if you'd like to share your own story of persisting through fear, please reach out through our socials. We read every comment. Have a bodacious day.